Well, there we are. We are up on Facebook. We are live. We're going to gong ourselves in. Look, 8:30 came really fast. I was pushing buttons. Good morning, good morning. Let me know where you are. There's the Casper. We're all here gathered for Coffee with Casper. Yay. Aloha from Honolulu. Good morning from Hollywood. All right. Here we go. The gang's coming in. Very good. Nice to see you. Good morning. We're glad to see everybody here. We're gathering for Coffee with Casper. It is the 16th of January, and here we go. Let's gong ourselves in. It's already 8:30. Now is our time. Here we go. So we're going to take a big deep breath, and you'll let me know who else is with us and where you're checking in from. Check in with each other. Good morning from Arizona. All right, big deep breath now. We're going to let out the sound, ah. Good morning from Boise, Loretta. All right, let's take a big deep breath in. Let out the sound, ah. And relax the shoulders. And becoming very present. We're just going to relax and let go and allow 20 minutes to unfold, reminding us of what we already know and hopefully bringing a new clarity in any little way that will help enlarge our experience and awaken us in a new and more powerful way than ever before. Good morning from Santa Rosa, Pam. Good to see you. One more deep breath in. Let your energy rise up into your heart center. Relax the shoulders. And just become fully present, knowing the gong is a symbol of the tone that each one of us is emitting through the sum total of our awareness, the sum total of every thought, said, done, felt, known, experienced. And that tone is happening through the combination of our conscious and unconscious. Good morning, Missy Grant from North Carolina, cold North Carolina. Good morning, Dave from Boise. All right, good to see everybody this morning. So I'm speaking for a Sunday group in Atlanta in next month, and they asked me for the title. And the title I gave them had something to do with living from the soul. Now, everything we talk about here on Coffee with Casper is about just that. Not living from the world of effects back to how do I fix the world of effects or how do I change the world of effects, which is the outer layer, what's happening on the surface, what you read in the newspaper, what shows up on the evening news, etc., etc. That's the outer world, and it's just a slice. Good morning from Palm Desert. It's just a slice of life itself. And what we know here on Coffee with Casper, we are a group of souls who knows there's only one energy. That energy and matter are equal and interchangeable. And if you can see intelligence in anything that is energy and matter, then the assumption is that energy itself is pure intelligence. It is the source of all intelligence. And whether we call that energy as the field, or we call it God, or we call it source, or we call it creator, we call it self, it doesn't matter what name we give it. What matters is that we have a relationship with it, right? And that we are beginning to experience what it is to live from the awareness of my soul. Now, another way of saying that from the psalmist's point of view, to live from the awareness of the I am that I am. That I came from the light, I put on a coat of skins, I am an immortal spiritual being, superior to my mind, to my body, and to my experience. Does not deny mind, body, or experience, but it reminds me that who I am is greater than that. And that to knock on the door of that awareness and to live from the inside out, from the knocking on the door of the awareness of my true and eternal nature and revealing that nature in the world. What have we been sharing is that wonderful truth from Robert Browning. Robert Browning says there's an inmost center in all of us where truth abides in fullness. An inmost center in each of us where truth abides in full. I am that. And to know rather consists in opening a way out where the imprisoned splendor may escape than in effecting an entry for light from the outside. So this whole knocking on the door of my soul awareness is the path which will liberate us from the confusion of the world. It is also the path that will enable us to be an instrument of light in the world, an instrument of transformation, and fulfill the purpose for which we came. And the purpose for which we came, if you're vibrating on the level where you're watching Coffee with Casper, as we've been hanging out, some of us, for a few years here together now in this 20 minutes on Tuesdays, we recognize that that vibration and that knocking on the door of my own awareness, the door of my true self, is opening up that imprisoned splendor that has already been given. It's not something I have to earn. It's not something I have to do penance to release. It's not something that my spiritual discipline has to reveal. No, it's something that's already there. And this inner knocking on that awareness is powerful. I lost a friend a couple of years ago, Dr. Matt. Some of you heard me talk about him very often. He lived to be 96. He was very healthy and very alive and awake and aware, even though he dealt with cancers the last few years of his life. But he kept his consciousness, and we kept working together. And what we would do primarily on Saturday mornings is we would get this 20 minutes to just be together and to knock on the door of that self, to knock on the door of the imprisoned splendor that is seeking to find its expression in the world through you. And it's only going to find that expression through the world as you knock on the door, not trying to change the world, but to change yourself, to awaken to the glory of the I am that I am, to awaken to the full glory of who and what I am. So yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. I like to bring up a quote of his. Let me know where you're checking in from. You're watching Coffee with Casper. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. So this I want to remind you, you can always find me at newthought.com. We don't ask for anything for this broadcast other than you to share it with other people and invite other people to join in this discussion about awakening to our true and eternal nature. You can reach me at newthought.com. Just go to the info, click on that you'd like to email me. If you have any questions or you'd like me to bring up a certain subject or you're wondering where things are unfolding, if I can help in any way, you can reach me directly at newthought.com. But in the meantime, what we're really doing is just gathering to remind ourselves of the things that we've already known. Ernest Holmes, the great philosopher, said these lessons are dedicated to that truth that frees mankind, humankind, from itself and sets him on a path to a new reality that enables him to see through the mist into the eternal and changeless reality. And that's what you and I are seeking to do, to knock on the door of the soul, to knock on the I am that I am, to reveal the glory of myself, not for the benefit of me, but for glory of that I am that is the same I am that is in every incarnate soul on the planet. Everyone is entitled to free this imprisoned bliss, this mastery and gift of God of self, and release it in this lifetime, to discover it, to become aware of it, and continue to evolve as an immortal spiritual being up the spiral, forever becoming what looks like more powerful, but it is actually just the movement of more love, and how much love you can move through the spiral of your presence as an individualized expression of the Christ, the Atman, the Buddha, the high self, the one life that is who and what you are and who and what I am. But until we begin to turn away from the world, until we stop worrying about the effects of the world is going through a huge change to release eons of miscreations. And the only way to get through there is to be the light. Here's what Martin Luther King says: darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So we become the place where we anchor ourselves in the infinite. Daily we meditate. Hey, from South Carolina, the Reverend Angelica Jane from Eureka, she has found it. Good morning from Colorado, Paul. Nice to see you this morning. So this is ours to do, to begin to work on not discovering something out of ourselves, but releasing the imprisoned splendor that is already within us. And it's not imprisoned because we have done anything wrong. It is imprisoned because humanity lost track of who and what it was. There has always been the saints, the sages, the mystics, the poets who have seen through the mist and have brought the story of this glory into the life, that can look at the glory of the light hitting the palm behind me and see the magnificence of the divine in something as simple as a palm leaf. It is there all the time for us to perceive, for us to knock on the door, for us to invite it, for us to commune with. We were born to have fun living, Dr. Holmes said. Ernest Holmes, the great metaphysician. We're born to have fun living, to consciously commune with the presence that is in and with around us, and to grow and expand forever. And when we start moving into this constant communion with the divine, we begin to see the world from the inside out. It doesn't mean that the turbulence on the outside will not affect us, but it will not sink us, and it will not be in the way of our transcending the appearance of the world and moving into the realms of the love, the peace, the poise, the beauty, the harmony, the wisdom, the poise, the balance, the wholeness that is our true and eternal nature, and bring it into our expression through every level of our being, in mind, in body, and experience, to really, really begin to be that place that knocks on the door of the I am that I am and says, reveal it to me, reveal it to me, reveal it to me. Show me the way. And here's the great news, that within, hi from South Carolina, Becky, nice to see you this morning. So this is our world where we become the place of light that is bringing that light, as Dalai Lama said, through kindness into the world. It's bringing that light because we're not afraid of the circumstances of the world. It's bringing that light because we're relying on the infinite to guide, guard, protect, direct, and lead me into the paths of perfect right action in this day. And I am that. I am that which knows the way. I am the way, the light, and the truth. This Christ, Atman, Buddha nature of myself is the way. The soul, as Meister Eckhart said, we've said it for years, Meister Eckhart recognized the soul has two faces. One is gazing at the glory of God. The other is directing the senses. So there is this personal relationship between me and the cosmos itself, between me and the Holy Father, Mother, God, between me and Source, between me and energy, that is personal and direct, but it requires that I quiet myself from the world and dwell from the inside out. It is through my prayers and meditations. You know, and one does not talk about one's spiritual habits in order. Hey, Ford, welcome from Marin County. Nice to see you. Good morning from Oklahoma, Marguerite. Nice to see you this morning. So we want to be the place where we are in such a spiritual practice that daily we knock on that door. Knock on the door to reveal the kingdom of heaven that is at hand in me, as me, through me, in my mind, in my body, and in my experience. And we call it into our experience, even against the turbulence of the world. The world wants to be at war. The world wants to attack. The world wants to gather more power. And all we want is to be a place of more light and more love and more joy in the world. And surprise, surprise, when we make that choice to be a place of love and light and joy in the world, good starts to reveal itself to us. That personal good that is revealed through the sunset that we get to perceive, that's revealed through the good that's unfolding in our life, that's revealed through the love of our family and friends, that's revealed through our ability to communicate telepathically greater than words, to know someone, to feel someone, to be alive to the truth of their nature, and to experience it consciously among your friends and families and loved ones, right? We can be the place where this dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the starlight, dancing in the beauty that is our perception of beauty, and then sharing it all around us. This is how we transcend the victimization in the world. It's how we transcend prejudices and fears and doubts when we realize that the I am that I am is the same I am as every living soul, and the only difference is our level of awareness of it. And that awareness doesn't make you any better. It may demand upon you that we become more compassionate about the ignorance in the world. It may demand upon us that we clarify our practice and our asking and seeking and knocking for the revelation of this Christ, this Buddha, this Atman, this wholeness, this kingdom that is, behold, it is at hand. It might require that we adjust our practice and adjust the way that we are living in the world, releasing that which no longer serves us and choosing into our experience that which brings more of the good, of the light, and the love, of the truth, of the wisdom, the peace, the poise, the balance that we want. Our true nature is our soul nature. It expresses in time through the body, and we see the sum total of that expression in our day-to-day life. But the soul is not bound by the choices we've already made. The soul is bound by the choices that we are making today. There's a creative law which moves through us. It's called the law of mind, the law of the circle. And it takes the sum total of everything that you think you believe, and it brings back everything you believe in the experience of your life. And so now we have to start looking at the experience of our life and say, what part of this is not bringing forth in my experience the kind of love, the kind of joy, the kind of good and more good coming into my experience? Am I making room for it? Am I really ready to take a holy breath and look around for the next good? To take a holy breath and look around for the next good. To be willing to be an avenue through which that next good is being expressed through me in the world, kinetically. That I'm moving in the world with this body, being a place where the wisdom and the love and the light of the Most High, not because I did anything to get it, but because I am recognizing it and sharing it in the world with everyone who touches the arena of my experience. And that's what ours is to do. There is an inmost center within each of us where the truth abides. And it's nothing that needs to be created. It's something to be discovered, appreciated, and released into the world. Because only you can bring the music that is your soul into the world, the light that is your unique color into the world, the gift of the uniqueness of you, that God created you to bring forth that unique pattern, that snowflake that's not created anywhere else, freely, in communion with the One. You become the One, bringing the One to the One, through the One, by the One. I am that. And to really begin to knock on the door in a new way. This is only the second week of the new year. What if the energies have shifted? What if there's a chance for a greater good in my life than there's ever been before? What if there's a chance to an awakening of a magnificence of my own soul that I hadn't even imagined yet? What if there's a chance that love can leak through you into everything to heal and uplift and inspire and bring forth more life? And what if it's not dependent upon the age or your or how pious you are, or how humble you are, or how gregarious you are, or how introverted you are? It's not dependent on any of that. It's only dependent is, are you knocking? The asking and seeking and knocking. It was not given by a Jew prophet only to the Jews. It was given by a world prophet to each and to all, to the Gentiles, to the Christians, to the Jews, to the Romans, to the sinners, to the saints. It's given to all. And we can knock on the door of this I am that I am. We can ask for the holy revelation of God's magnificent idea of who I am in the world. We can ask to be an instrument and avenue through which all the good that we know can be shared and move through us in a way more magnificently than we've ever known before. Who you are is something magnificent. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. We're a gathering of light workers, reminding each other who and what we are, reminding ourselves how to find a new way to make this day magnificent, to make this week something special, and to transcend the affairs of the world so that we can be an avenue and an instrument through which the ancient prayer, peace on earth and goodwill toward all humankind, shall be made manifest. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and you are one of its shepherds. That makes you something magnificent. So we'll be back next week on Coffee with Casper. Invite your family and friends, share the video, reach out to me at newthought.com if you need to, and we'll be here next week in order to share this light in the world, that our collective light may grow and expand even as our individual light becomes more in tune with the infinite and more aware of the magnificence of the I am that I am. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. This is Casper. We'll be back next week on Coffee with Casper. Until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Casper's wagging his tail. Have a great waggy week.